I'm getting comfortable in my chair here. I want to talk to you about a book I read last night called Discover Your Genius. Looks like I paid $6.98 for it, although I didn't. I bought it for less than that. But it's written by Gerald Sindell, Sindell, and yeah, I think it was worth the read. This is a book that is. Let me back that up. I think this is worth the skim, a good, strong, heavy skim for me. I probably spent around 2 hours with this book, and in that process, what I did was I would take each of the 11 sections. There's 11, so it's called, the subtitle up here says 11 steps that turn ideas into brilliance, raw ideas into brilliance. What I did was I took time and read from each of the 11 ideas until I think I understand it. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think it says, and then I'm going to read at the end the very, the synopsis that he has. I've not read that synopsis of each of the 11 things yet. I intentionally stopped because I wanted to share what I wrote down that I got from it, and then we'll read the synopsis and see how mine and theirs compares. So the first of the 11 steps, and he had some fancy word for the 11, I don't remember if it's Greek or some other language or Latin, but anyway, it was a word that meant 11. He has 11 points. Is this worth reading? I would say yes. You should pick up a copy if you've got some ideas that you need to develop, and who knows, this video might help you develop those. Distinctions is the first one. What makes your idea, what makes your organization, what makes your group? In my mind, I was thinking about what makes a place to talk. This is a church that I'm part of. What makes it special or different? And so you work through what really makes us special or different. What really makes this idea special or different? The second thing is identity. Who is it that we are, or this idea we want this to represent at our core? What at the very, very core, who are we? The third thing is what could happen. If we do this, what could happen? What if we don't do this? What would happen? So the third idea is implication. So it's distinctions, identity, implications. 4 is testing. I thought this was a brilliant idea. So you know what makes you distinct, and you've developed your identity, and then you think about the implications of what could happen if you do that, but then you ask some people. You test your idea. You pass the theory around. You share it with some people. You bring in some experts. You bring in somebody that's interested. Maybe you even just post the idea on Facebook and get some feedback. You get a lot of feedback on places like that. And then precedent. Is there a group out there we could join? Is there somebody out there already doing this? Are we trying to recreate the wheel? Is there a community like that? Now, for the church, I was thinking, is there a denomination that aligns with our thinking? So far, I kind of don't think that there is. Is there something that we could get more involved in with some kind of group? Need. Could other communities use our system or plan? Could somebody else use this idea? Are there other businesses that could use this project or process or product? Is it going to have a good need? Is there a lot of need out there for this? Foundation. What principles are at work here? This was about what are the deep, deep foundational principles that make this what it is. I was thinking about the Wesleyan Quadrilateral when I was thinking about a place to talk. Does the Wesleyan Quadrilateral fit with us? Maybe they have a little higher. Maybe they have a little more legalistic view of the Bible than we do, possibly. But it's Bible tradition, experience, and reason. And I was thinking about those things. Maybe that's the foundation. We lean a lot on experience and reason. The last thing, the eighth thing would be completion. Can this stand alone? Can this product stand alone? Can this project stand alone? Can this process stand alone? Can this idea, whatever it is you're developing, can we put enough of it, put enough development or process into whatever this idea is that it can stand alone, it has value on its own. Then connecting, making it as easy as possible for people to connect with this idea. self-explanatory? Does it have simple step-by-steps that connect a person from not using this product or this plan or this resource to using this product, plan, resource, or idea? The 10th thing is impact. Is this idea or project worth doing it? Will this have a big enough impact that I spend my time doing it? Is it worthwhile? And the 11th thing is advocacy. Am I taking the time to advocate for my product, process, project, idea, whatever? Am I sticking with it? Am I telling people about it enough at the end? All right, that's the way I read the 11 ideas. And so now I'm going to read straight from the back of the book the kind of summary. It says distinctions. What do I see? New ideas are the result of perceiving new distinctions. Number 2, identity. Who am I? Why are these ideas important to me, and why am I driven to share them with the world? Have I made my identity clear to my audience so that they know where I'm coming from? Number 3, implications. Where do my ideas lead? If what I'm saying is true, then what are all the consequences I can imagine? Number 4, testing. What am I blind to? Have I imagined how my ideas might impact a variety of situations, places, and people? Have I questioned everything about my assumptions? What could prove me wrong? Can I create a model of my work and find precise analogies, maybe that's the word. Precedent. Who else has seen something like this? By asserting that I have something to say, I'm entering into the great conversation of ideas that stretches back through the centuries. We cannot know everything that has been said about our area of focus before we began our work, but we must try to be aware of important precedent thought. Number 6, need. Who needs this knowledge? What if what I'm saying is so? For whom would this knowledge be valuable? I think this author did some things to help people write books too, and so it's starting to sound like in his summary he's always talking about less about projects and products, but more about ideas and thinking. Who needs this knowledge? If what I'm saying is so, for whom would this knowledge be valuable? This question forces us out of focusing solely on our own area and may lead us to find the universals in our thinking. Understanding who needs us most will help us in crafting what we say. Number 7, foundation. Are there underlying principles? What is the world I'm working in? What are the underlying values expressed here? What are the applicable rules or structures that obtain here? Can I pull these together in a coherent group or a body of law? Completion. Number 8. Is everything here? If this idea, product is valuable for someone, there he goes back to product. Am I giving my audience everything they need for it to be useful? If everything they need is not here, have I explained what other information they will need in order to know enough to take action or teach others? I'm stopping there. There's 9, 10, 11. But I think I got to stop. That's enough for you to have a good idea as to whether or not you want to read this book. This book, if I'm giving an honest review, the writing itself didn't capture me and draw me into the point that I read as much as I've read in some other books recently. The writing has just drawn me in. There's good ideas here. This is a good 11 steps. I think this would be worth having on your bookshelf to pull off and think through those 11 steps often. But you know, it wasn't capturing enough that I read it cover to cover. Discover your genius. Thanks for listening.